tab because I had to create a new link. So before I get started, let me let everyone know that I'm live. All my subscribers, supporters, thank you all so much. Listen, thankfully, you know, we have power. If you've been following the channel, you have seen that, you know, on the community tab, and I was able to do a video earlier. And as you may or may not be aware, the recent storm, Hurricane Helen, I believe it's called, you know, it did some damage in several areas across the southeast United States, southeastern United States. Here where I am in Georgia, thankfully, there was no damage, but there was no extensive damage. However, in many areas, there's flooding, roads closed, schools were even closed. Hello, everyone watching. Thank you all so much for your support. We dealt with a power outage earlier this morning, and thankfully our power has been restored. Okay, so I want to say thank you all so much for, let me, excuse me, y'all. All of a sudden I just had to sneeze. I want to say thank you all so much for your prayers, your thoughts, your concern. I appreciate it so much. Okay, listen, y'all. While many of us in the state of Georgia, in the state of Florida, possibly areas such as Alabama, while many of us are dealing with the, you know, what could be said as the aftermath of the recent storm, while all of us are dealing with what? High food prices, high gas prices, other things that, you know, may be going on in your own local community or maybe other areas. There's one big story, okay? I don't see this as being headline news. This is going on, y'all. And they're not telling you. Okay, they're not telling us. They haven't told us that this is going on. So I wanted to come on. I'm not going to be on long. Okay, I say that. I don't plan to be on long. But I just wanted you all to know that this is what is going on. This is also what is going on. You know, a lot of times they don't necessarily, you know, share with us, you know, what we really, really need to know. But this information I want to share with you, okay? Many of you will watch live now. I'm just going to, let me share this to our community tab. Okay, so I just shared the link, okay? Let me see. Give me just a minute, y'all. Let me see what's going on with the chat here. I want to welcome everyone to the channel. Thank you all for your support. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome, welcome. I'm Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV, here to bring you news and commentary you can use. I invite you to subscribe, join our community. And I want to say thank you to everyone, even to my returning subscribers and supporters. Thank you all so much for your support, okay? I'm just typing a few things in the chat here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. Listen, did you know? Okay, did you know that right now, okay, there is a possibility of a port strike? Okay, now what? Maybe 2 years ago, I believe, maybe even 3 years ago. Okay, sometime during the time since I've had this channel, I did a video and I was talking about the fact that at a time when it was not headline news, I was telling you all, and I'll link the video in the description of this video. But I did a YouTube video and I was telling people, hey, this is what's happening with some of our ports, okay? There are cargo ships that are waiting and waiting, several cargo ships waiting to dock and unload the ships, and there's a shipping crisis coming, okay? because of the delay in unloading the ships, okay, due to various reasons. And so, listen, y'all, I am just learning of this today, okay? A port strike, okay, according to my sources, port strike would leave companies such as Walmart, IKEA, Home Depot with few import options. Okay, that is what the union is warning. Now, listen to what's going on, y'all, and I'd like to know your thoughts. Okay, according to my sources, as the International Longshoremen's Association, port workers move closer to a strike at East Coast and Gulf Coast ports. The union is warning. Okay, this is a whole nother thing that's going on. It's not being talked about. Okay, thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate you all. Please give me a thumbs up. That will let me know you can hear me and see me. Okay, listen, I'm coming on, okay, to sound the alarm. This is not headline news. Okay, as the International Longshoremen's Association's port workers move closer to a strike at East Coast, okay, I'm on the East Coast and Gulf Coast ports, the union is warning that major importers such as LG Electronics, Walmart, IKEA, Samsung, and Home Depot, okay, are these places, businesses where you shop? They're sounding an alarm saying that these businesses, okay, will find no options to divert trade to Canada or the West Coast as other unions close ranks in support of its labor battle. Okay, they're also saying that these companies are among the leading importers at the 14 major ports that an ILA, that's International Longshoremen's Association, strike would impact, according to Import Genius. Okay, overall, sources say between 43% to 49% of all U.S. imports and billions of dollars in trade monthly are at stake as the union moves closer to the October 1st deadline. Okay, October 1st is just literally days away. It's what, this coming Tuesday, for a new contract over which talks between the union and ports management broke down in June. Okay, so this is not something that obviously just started. This is something that's been going on. And they're saying it has not resumed. Okay, cruise operations at ports would continue. All right, listen, here's what a source is saying, okay? And I quote, to stop trade entering the U.S. on such a large scale, even for a short period of time, is highly damaging to the economy, so government intervention will be needed, they're saying, to bring the matter to a resolution for the good of the nation. That's what they're saying, y'all, okay? And that's a warning from a person named Peter Sand, who is said to be the chief shipping analyst at Xeneta. That's XENETA, okay? He also went on to say, and I quote, a strike lasting just 1 week will impact schedules for ships leaving the Far East on voyages to the U.S. in late December and throughout January. Okay, I told y'all on these ships, okay, and you can watch my video that I recorded, maybe I'll say at least 2 years ago. You'll see where I said, hey, on these container ships, in these shipping containers, they have electronics, furniture, you may have car parts, a lot of different, goods, okay, that are these stores, clothing, that these stores are depending on. And so with already higher prices that we're seeing in the stores, it sounds like due to what may lead to a scarcity, a delay, a shipping delay, a shortage, that could drive prices even higher and further hurt our economy. Okay, let me know your thoughts on this, y'all. Now, while some logistics managers say Canada and the West Coast are options for vessels to divert to and unload cargo, the ILA has union chapters at the Atlantic coast and Great Lakes ports in Canada. Okay, you may say, well, what is the ILA? The ILA is North America's largest longshoremen's union. Out of the 85,000 members, 50,000 would go on strike at the 14 ports that are subject to a master contract that has not been negotiated. Okay, so it sounds like, you have the union maybe in negotiation with other parties, and they haven't come to an agreement. Now, listen to what I just said, y'all. The ILA, okay, the International Longshoremen's Union. The ILA stands for the International Longshoremen's Association, okay, is North America's largest longshoremen's union. Now, they're saying that out of 85,000 members, 50,000 of them would go on strike. That's over half, y'all, okay, at the 14 ports. So that leaves less than half of these longshoremen's union members to unload all these ships and things. Like, that's what very that's a lot put on them. Okay, is it even impossible? Is it even possible for the 35,000 who are left to handle the load that is coming in? Okay, listen. So it's a lot going on with this. Okay, they're also noting that Hurricane Helen's impact. Okay, Hurricane Helen's impact on the U.S. Southeast means fewer trucks are headed to those ports, which could affect importers trying to move their freight out before an ILA strike begins. Okay, now the last time, listen to this, y'all. The last time the ILA went on strike was in 1977, okay? The ILWU union at West Coast Port supported it by allowing ILA members to go to the Port of Los Angeles. Y'all have heard me talk about that in previous videos. To stop the unloading of a diverted vessel. Its president, Harold Daggett, has cited this historical example in recent communications with rank and file members, which voted unanimously to authorize a strike. Okay, this person said in a recent video message to union members, "We'll shut them down." Okay, listen, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on this. Okay, I need to step and take care of something really quickly, y'all. Please let me know in the comments your thoughts on this, and then I also I'm gonna give you all a little bit more information. I told you I wasn't gonna hold you long. Let me check on something really quickly, and I'll be right back. Okay. All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm cooking some spaghetti, which, did you all know I have a Cooking with Andrea Speaks TV playlist? And so I just made some spaghetti. I actually have the recipe on my playlist, so if you want to check that out, please make sure that you do, okay? It's very hot. Y'all see, can y'all see the steam? I don't know if y'all can see the steam or not, okay? Listen, thank you to everyone who's tuning in and watching. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Got some spaghetti sauce on my thumb, but that's okay. Please make sure that you hit the thumbs up button, okay? That will let me know that you can hear me and see me. Are you all able to hear me? Okay, I'm on talking about this U.S. port situation. Okay, now I want to play a video so you all can hear what's going on with this port situation. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can start it over. All right, let's listen to what's being said, y'all.
right now with a preview of the comments and much more is Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. And Secretary, thank you for being here today.
Thanks. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Strong morning for the markets. Reaction to the Fed cutting interest rates by 50 basis points, but
this might not be what I...
also saying at the same
Hold on,
time
let me
that
see.
the economy is doing well, as is the job market. What can we expect to hear from President Biden today?
Well, I think the president is going to take the opportunity to offer a declaration of...
Hold on, that's not the right thing. Let me see if I can play... If I can play this.
See how I use Dance Studio Pro to manage my studio in the day and the life of studio. First, I'm grabbing a coffee.
All right, listen to
We
this,
want to
y'all.
focus on the 45,000 dock workers threatening to strike across America's ports next week. The strike could cause empty fruit aisles and prices to soar in grocery stores.
See y'all.
If this
Think
goes
about
on
that.
long enough, one analyst claims the strike could potentially cost the U.S. economy over $5 billion.
Joining us now, produce importer Peter Kopke Sr. Peter, thank you so much for being here. Peter, you have dealt with how many of these types of strikes in your 60 years in business? Multiples. But what could consumers be in store for? Shortages and higher prices? So
listen at this, y'all. Okay, I'm basically playing a video. This is from Fox News. And they're also talking about how this possible strike can impact grocery stores, the cost of groceries, the availability of certain groceries. So listen in, y'all.
Prices for the very kinds of fruits that you import?
Yes, well, I've been doing it for 66 years, and I've experienced, we had strikes in the late 50s and in the 60s, and in 1971. The last strike was in 77. And of course, as soon as you have a strike, you have the supplies of all of those articles in the ships are cut off, so you have a market without the commodities, and the prices rise sharply. Right now, there's millions of boxes of citrus fruit, as well as bananas and others that are going to be caught in the strike. And if the strike lasts for any length of time, the fruit will deteriorate, and those people, those businesses who employ thousands of employees will have to stop because they're going to lose millions of dollars. So it's a very, very serious thing especially for perishables. It's not good for anything, but for perishables, it is a very, very serious question because the fruit is not like wine. It deteriorates. It doesn't improve with age.
So Peter, with the fruit, go ahead, finish up. Go ahead.
All of the businesses associated with the import and export will be curtailed because the business won't be there. Now, this is something that is quite different since 50 or 60 years ago, because now the international commerce is a tremendous part of our economy. And so everybody is affected when you have a strike. You have 45,000 workers affecting 350 million people. That's the effect of the strike. So it's very, very serious. And if they go on strike for 30 or 40 days, most of the produce will be lost, people will be going out of business, and the economy will be seriously affected in an inflationary way.
All right, so for those of y'all who are just now joining us, I am talking about what appears to be a strike, a possible strike. International Longshoremen's Association, what they're saying, y'all, that in some cases, there may, you can just put it right there. Some cases there may even be fruit, okay, on these shipping containers. And if the workers do indeed go on strike, they're saying that that's pretty much going to leave the food to spoil, which is not going to be good. They're even saying there's an analysis, according to sources, that the strike could cost $5 billion per day. So not only could that potentially cause, so many fruits and vegetables to spoil, but if it spoils, okay, on these shipping containers, these ships, that means it doesn't make it to the grocery store, which could mean possible shortages, higher prices. And so in some cases, possibly with suppliers, if they can't get their product to where they normally ship it to, they could possibly go out of business. So this is a very serious thing. Let's hear what another dock worker, here's another video where someone had something to say. Let me see who this is. Okay.
9 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. on most weekdays. I can show you one simple.
All right, this is an ad.
In our
Play this
Spotlight
one.
on Business Report tonight, we may be just days away from
Listen
a
to this, y'all.
strike that could shut down activity at ports from Maine down to Texas, including here in Newark. And that could spell serious trouble for a U.S. economy that is already hampered by rising inflation. The union representing longshoremen is ready to walk off the job next week, saying the group representing the ports isn't coming to the bargaining table with a fair offer. It's a decision that could have wide-ranging effects, not only on our economy, but the political climate ahead of a critical election. Senior correspondent Joanna Gaggis reports.
We're hoping they come to an agreement soon. We're concerned about our employees being out of work. We're concerned about our customers and their ability to serve their customers.
Longshoremen working at the port in Newark could walk off the job on Tuesday morning, potentially bringing commerce in the area to a screeching halt. That's because negotiations for a new contract between the International Longshoremen's Association, the ILA, and their employer, the U.S. Maritime Alliance, have stalled.
Representatives from the Longshoremen's Union are saying that the employer has not made any meaningful counter proposals around wages. And there's also a lot of anger around the introduction of some new technology in some of the ports in the South, which is impacting their jobs. And the union is making the case that the employers need to bargain over those changes.
The ILA is the largest union of maritime workers in the U.S. While specifics aren't public, some reports say they're asking for about a 75% wage increase over a 6-year period from the $39 an hour they earn now. And they're poised to strike at all of their East Coast and Gulf of Mexico ports on October 1st.
Well, it'll be expensive for our business, but I'm mostly concerned about our employees. I mean, especially nowadays with inflation being what it is, their ability to pay their bills without getting a paycheck every week.
Tom Heimgartner owns Best Transportation, a trucking company that depends.
So this person who was speaking, they said that they're an owner of a trucking company, okay? So two things that I heard that haven't, really been mentioned. The port workers in this union, International Longshoremen's Association, they're demanding higher wages, but then they also have a problem with, it says the technology. Now, it did not say what technology they have a problem with. I'd be curious to know that. But this is what's going on with this potential strike. Okay, let me see what else they're saying, y'all. Hold on just a minute. Okay, let me keep playing it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you let me know that you can hear me and see me. Please give this video a thumbs up, okay?
The Authority of New York and New Jersey says some 600,000 jobs are impacted by the flow of goods at the port, and J.P. Morgan estimates that a strike could cost the economy $5 billion a day.
Logistics and the ports are so important to our economy here in New Jersey that it would have a rippling effect across the board, not just retail, manufacturing, but also the service providers that all support those industries, right? Attorneys, bankers, accountants. This could have a devastating effect.
We're already in a period of high inflation. We saw the global supply chain shut down during COVID, and that skyrocketed prices. What could this do to the cost of goods for consumers?
It's going to go up. I mean, that's the one certainty. It's a very simple rubric. Less capacity, higher prices. If you only have so many ships you could ship on prior to the strike, those prices are going to go very high.
A union representative says their employer, USMX, has been trying to get the ILA to accept a lowball wage package that he called insulting offers that are a joke, considering the work my ILA longshore workers perform and the billion-dollar profits the companies make off the backs of their labor. Meanwhile, the U.S. Maritime Alliance filed an unfair labor practice charge with the National Labor Relations Board today, accusing the union of not bargaining in good faith. Last week, several trade groups sent a letter to President Biden asking him to help the two sides come together. As of now, President Biden has said he will not enforce the 1947 Taft-Hartley Act, which would force workers back to work, but could be a complicated political decision.
The federal government got involved when the railroad workers were threatening to go on strike about a year ago, and that really left some scars and bad feelings with a lot of labor folks now, and we're going into an election, so there's a lot of politics always in playing in the background.
Y'all heard
as well.
that?
For now, businesses are adjusting to keep their shelves stocked with goods. Some ordered higher quantities in the last few months. Others are rerouting shipments to the West Coast.
Because of what happened with COVID and the supply chain shortages, I know when I talk to our manufacturers, a lot of them have already planned, okay, if we can't get it from Europe, can we get it from South America? Is there a state nearby? A lot of them will even talk to their competitors and share materials and products.
For those holding out hope that a strike might be averted, Rob Liebman says,
Without the government putting tremendous pressure on, unless the union suddenly has a come-to-God moment, there's going to be a strike.
they have 4 days to figure it out. In Newark, I'm Joanna Gagis, NJ Spotlight News. They have 4 days to figure it out. In Newark, I'm Joanna Gagis.
All right, y'all. So what are your thoughts on that? All right, y'all. So what are your thoughts on that? All right, so do you all believe that an agreement will be met to avoid the strike on October 1st? Okay, now you all heard from several sources that this strike could have some very devastating, consequences, including, creating shortages, higher prices. Did you all even know that this was going on? Okay. Let's see what else they're saying, y'all. Hold on. All right, let's hear what they're saying. This seem like going to affect
It's brilliant.org.
Ports across the United States. Okay, so listen to this, y'all.
Since the tragedy that brought down the Key Bridge. The Dolly cargo ship slammed into the bridge, bringing it down in just seconds. And that disaster claimed the lives of 6 men working on the...
Hold on, I think this is the wrong thing. Hold on, y'all, let me see. Okay, what to know about the possible strike. Okay, listen to this, y'all.
Thousands of port workers from Texas all the way to Maine are set to go on strike Tuesday. The U.S. Maritime Association, which represents the major shipping lines, terminal operators, and port authorities, is on one side of the negotiating table. The other side is the International Longshoremen's Association, which represents 85,000 members. It is reportedly asking for a $5 an hour raise per year.
So they're just asking for $5 more.
The Maritime Association says the union's demands are unreasonable.
$5 an hour wage? Is that right? Let me see.
But we can tell contract. The Maritime Association says the union's demands are unreasonable, but we can tell the newest 6-year contract $5 an hour raise.
They're asking for a $5 an hour raise per year.
6-year contract.
Over the next 6 years. Is that too much to ask for, y'all?
Are unreasonable, but we can tell you if they walk off the job, the flow of a wide variety of goods could stop at many of the cargo ports, and that could make things more expensive again. Remember the supply chain issues of the pandemic? Here to explain how this could impact our holidays, which are coming up very quickly.
That's another thing, y'all. People are going to be doing holiday shopping.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Amy. How are you?
Good. I'm great. I mean, I see all those Christmas trees behind you ready to go out already. I mean, obviously, in your position, doing a lot of shipping around the country, you're sort of in a good position to tell us how the supply chain issues impacted you all. But I mean, do you think that this the strike goes Tuesday? How soon would companies like yours and consumers start seeing the impacts?
Yeah, I think right now we'll be in okay shape for the next month or so, but after that, probably right around that Thanksgiving time frame, which is when roughly 50% of consumers buy the Christmas goods, the Christmas decor, the Christmas trees, that's when you might start to feel the pinch a little bit, and you might start seeing empty shelves and some out.
So listen, y'all, this strike, this upcoming possible, the possibility of a strike could leave shelves empty in the stores. Okay, let me know your thoughts. I told y'all I wouldn't keep you long. We're just at over 30 minutes now. If you're just joining, please make sure you go back and watch the video in its entirety from the beginning, where I share some very important information. Okay, y'all be blessed. Take care. Stay tuned to the community tab. Make sure you watch my already my videos here on the channel, and make sure you leave a comment. Let me know. Okay, should we be concerned? Okay, should we all be concerned about the very much so possibility of a strike? Okay, would you be prepared for empty shelves, food shortages, paying higher prices? Okay, let me know your thoughts on this. Take care, y'all. Be blessed, and I'll be back with more news and commentary you can use right here on Andrea Speaks TV.